sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Chargers and the Silver and Black, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
In a city of spectacle and grandeur, the biggest show in town right now is right here, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Here to begin this one is Cameron Dicker. And away we go at Allegiant Stadium. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out head the Raiders for their first possession. They're brought out by someone who's kept the exact energy now as he had when he entered the league back in 2019. It's Gardner Minshew.
Kate, I don't know how many people know the story of Gardner Minshew and how close he was to becoming a GA and coaching. Mike Leach got on the phone with him and said, hey, why don't you take one more swing at this thing? Come out to Pullman, Washington, and lead my pirate ship. And all he did with that mustache was light the college football world on fire. And all he's been in the NFL with multiple organizations is that same spark plug that just makes something happen. Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 34. Trey Tucker makes the play. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a Vegas first down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First and 10, Minshew. Won't make the play on that one. It hits the deck, incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Up the middle they go with Madison. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on third down.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on third down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Third and short. Here's Minshew. He has the first over the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Raiders first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Opening drive going according to plan. This is first and 10 at the 36. Now Minshew. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Inside handoff goes to Madison. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They give it to Madison. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. They'll go right back to Madison. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Raiders finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Darius Davis to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by someone known for putting up numbers since he entered the league back in 2020, the Oregon product, Justin Herbert.
True story. First time I saw Justin Herbert at the Pac-12 Media Days, I thought, that can't be Justin Herbert. That guy looks like a defensive lineman. He is massive. But then you watch him play and you realize he's one of those 6'5", 6'6" guys that's the athlete of a 6'2". The way that he moves so effortlessly, the way that rocket arm can throw the ball all over the field. Been hyper productive statistically. Kind of like that Fouts guy that wore the lightning bolt before him. On any given Sunday, this guy can put on a show.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. First run of the game for J.K. Dobbins. And his drive forward halted after a couple of yards. Stopped by the unmistakable Max Crosby. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
That's caught for the first. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Herbert couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Back to the air, Herbert. This finds Shark complete. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Raiders' side of the field.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Herbert now to throw on third. That throw finds Johnston. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. That one ends up a gain of 6. And the Chargers will have a first. It's the end of the first in this AFC West showdown. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Charger football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Finding Hurst. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Jack Jones making that tackle.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. It's Herbert once more. Little off center, his man just couldn't adjust to it.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Herbert throwing again. On the move, headed right. Oh, he's gonna run for it. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. They motion the tight end over. Herbert on 1st down. Cut near the goal line. And that's a Los Angeles touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Now it's Cameron Dicker on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. It's Amir Abdullah with the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Raiders and Alexander Madison ready for another go on offense. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3 and out for this offense here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath.
Defense is too much here. The Chargers drag him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you are on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just fling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Here's the give to Madison. Hurries this across the 25. And they finally take him down at the 27.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Out of the gun, Minshew. Has it downfield, working the left. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Vegas first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Pass taken in by Marshall. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Throwing on first is Minshew. Bails out of the pocket quick. He tucks it and takes off. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for a Raiders first.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Give him 5 on that carry, bring it up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now it's a bootleg for him. Escapes the pocket. And this will be a Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders get some late points and the lead. Carlson now to add one more. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up, so we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Finds McConkey. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Nate Hobbs in on that stop. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 29. He's got a man left. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on third down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. Fourth down coming up.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch made, a little beyond the 20-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Raider football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Minshew working from the gun. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Tried getting that one to Brock Bowers. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
On 2nd and 10 now, Minshew. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. They connect on the deep shot. And he's in. Touchdown. The Raiders grow their lead just before halftime. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It has been wash, rinse, repeat for them offensively, Brock, as, well, we all wait for this defense to find a little backbone before this becomes a runaway.
Yeah, I'm a little torn up here in this booth because you're exactly right. Offensively, this is just machine, surgical. Defensively, you're running the risk of being embarrassed here pretty quickly.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders double their lead to 14. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Out comes the offense now for the Chargers. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Gets this to McConkey. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Throwing on 1st is Herbert. Completed to Hurst. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Herbert from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And it sets up 2nd down.
Timing is everything in life, and timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
Able to hit Palmer, complete. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. Timeout call by the Chargers, their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. And it's a nickel look by the Raiders. 3rd down coming up. Herbert to throw once more. Complete beyond the marker. And they take him down right along the 30. LA uses a timeout here. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. First and 10 now from the 30. Now Herbert again. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Offense in the hurry up here. From the red zone now. And he finds him in the end zone for an LA touchdown. The Chargers make it a one-score game before halftime. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Dicker on now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Chargers 14.
Well, Brock Martin, a touchback. This kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. One last play before the break. Looking to throw. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock. Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up second down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Looking to throw. Throwing deep down the left side. That's incomplete left side. We're at halftime here in Vegas. The Raiders defending their building thus far. Now we're on to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman ready to bring us the EA Sports Halftime Report. All yours, Coach. Take it away.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was a strong first half for the well-traveled quarterback, Gardner Minshew. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. And this drive will start inside the 25. Here come the Chargers for their first drive of the second half. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half, too, as they chase this lead. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. They'll cobble together a yard there. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Has him on the quick hitter. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Finds Diablo there on the tackle.
You know what I love to say, you never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, Oftentimes, it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Herbert now to throw on third. He completes it in traffic. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And the Chargers will have a first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Short pass brought in. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Find Diablo there on the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. It's Herbert once more. Fits it through the middle. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. They strike for 23 yards. And it brings up an LA first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. This ball's cut by Palmer. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Has it down close. It's an LA touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.